Cathie Wood Bitcoin forecast, it will rise to $500,000. Hello everyone and welcome back to Top Money. Bitcoin is one of the most popular topics to discuss right now. Many people keep wondering how Bitcoin just reached more than $40,000 and it's the highest value Bitcoin ever been. In terms of its price, Bitcoin has tripled in value during 2020 and is growing steadily even as the stock market plunged in the early days of the pandemic. That's incredible. But in January 2020, Bitcoin started just below $7,000 and now we see it skyrocketing to over $40,000. Plus, Bitcoin is a digital alternative to gold and an insurance policy against inflation. However, the whole world has divided into two parts. Some people think that Bitcoin is going to $1 million. Other people think it's a bubble and it's nothing but a complete scam. While people are arguing about Bitcoin and its value, one of Citibank analysts published a new report claiming that Bitcoin could potentially reach a price of $318,000 by the end of 2021. Clearly, everyone thinks the future of Bitcoin will be a bright one, but for another person, ARK Investment CEO Cathie Wood, Bitcoin is truly the future of money. And all these other predictions are being trumped by her belief that the cryptocurrency could eventually reach a whopping figure of roughly $500,000 per unit. Today we're going to be talking about Cathie Wood's Bitcoin forecast. We will discuss in detail why this cryptocurrency will most likely rise to $500,000. Make sure you stay until the end because this information is really incredible. Cathie Wood is the CEO of ARK Invest, known for unbelievable predictions in price targets and then having those price targets actually turn out to be true. Most famously, she predicted that Tesla would reach $4,000 a share before the split in 5 years when Tesla was on the low $200. Wood's call raised eyebrows because it came at a time when Tesla was facing immense difficulties in scaling up production of its popular Model 3, was constantly dealing with quality control issues, and had an imminent liquidity crunch, which led some to believe that the company was on the verge of bankruptcy. In 2020, Tesla missed its 500,000 unit delivery goal by just a few hundred vehicles, even amid a pandemic that shut down its California production facility for more than a month. Tesla hit Wood's target 2 years ahead of schedule, which is absolutely incredible. Cathie's next bold prediction is Bitcoin to $500,000. Similar to Tesla, this seems like a totally outrageous price target. That's true that Cathie's moonshots always have lots of substance behind it, and that's why she's right so often. And very soon you will know all the details of Cathie's prediction. We all know that Bitcoin has a really controversial reputation. However, there is no doubt Bitcoin has done extremely well. While it had a shaky couple of months during the first half of 2020, the currency eventually managed to recover from its previous drops during the summertime and eventually rose beyond the $9,000 level. Now it's trading for triple that, having surpassed the $40,000 level in recent weeks. But this is nothing compared with Wood thinks the currency can go. In a recent virtual investment meeting set up by Barron's, Wood took part in the seminar and expressed her thoughts on Bitcoin, saying that while the currency has indeed spiked by more than 150%, this could easily only be a starting point for the world's #1 cryptocurrency by market cap. She said that the Fed has sought to keep interest rates low, which has ultimately allowed the digital currency to spike and shine over the past year. It's not a secret that Bitcoin has a ton of opportunities to grow. Cathie Wood had an opportunity to express her thoughts on Bitcoin in a recent virtual investment meeting set up by Barron's. Taking part in the seminar, she said that while the currency has indeed spiked by more than 150%, this could easily only be a starting point for the world's #1 cryptocurrency by market cap. Bitcoin's rise to $18,640 probably gave investors flashbacks to 2017, when the cryptocurrency reached a high of $19,783 in December before selling off. But now, after we witnessed a skyrocket Bitcoin growth of $40,000, it's showing its potential to the $500,000 mark. This time, it's different for one big reason. Wood said the involvement of institutional investors, which she said could drive Bitcoin's price to $500,000. She said that Fed has sought to keep interest rates low, which has ultimately allowed the digital currency to spike and shine over the past year. It's now looked at as a hedge against inflation, which according to many analysts has been running rampant this year, thanks in part to spiking coronavirus cases throughout the globe and money printing. Some investors see Bitcoin as a digital alternative to gold, or an insurance policy against inflation, as the US government is printing money very intensively, meaning it will lead to inflation. Goods and services will increase in cost because there are more dollars moving around to buy those goods and services. That is why gold and silver, as well as other precious metals, have also skyrocketing prices. It's also possible that cryptos and precious metals will grow in tandem as they eventually finally begin to join forces with greater frequency. Cryptocurrency is backed by more stable types of underlying assets, are becoming an increasingly common way for crypto developers to combat the volatility of the market. Precious metals like gold have already started to serve as reserve assets behind some stablecoins, so perhaps this collaboration between the two asset categories will prove to be a successful avenue forward in crypto enthusiast quest to garner public support for cryptocurrency as a legitimate and dependable form of tender. Cathie said, "Bitcoin is the reserve cryptocurrency among all the coins out there. Plus, Bitcoin has a limited amount and it can be increased like the government can increase the amount of dollars. What's really important to know, Bitcoin is completely unaffected by inflation. With the Federal Reserve's decision to keep interest rates low for the foreseeable future, that is one reason Bitcoin's price could be rising. And if institutional investors like hedge funds were to take a greater interest in Bitcoin, it could send prices even higher," Wood said. What's more, Wood noted the supply of Bitcoin units steps out at 21 million. There are about 18.5 million currently in existence, she said. The weakening dollar contributed to this Bitcoin as digital gold narrative. Quantitative easing, or the effort to put more cash into the financial system to jolt the economy with spending, has weakened the dollar. This served as a catalyst for even large companies, including publicly listed MicroStrategy, to turn much of their cash reserves into Bitcoin last August. The next important reason why Bitcoin is likely to grow so high is that Bitcoin is compared to gold and other precious metals, meaning Bitcoin is an asset class itself. Bitcoin is a powerful asset because people believe it has value, and yes, it actually does because it's a form of payment. It also has key technologies behind the blockchain. Cathie is a professional and understands a lot about Bitcoin, and she also knows that dollars are fiat currency that used to be backed by gold, but right now they're not physically backed by anything. So this is clear that it's better not to rely on fiat currency right now, as it is absolutely unstable. And Cathie, as many others, realize that Bitcoin is one of the ways to get away from the fiat currency, because overprinting of money and a high amount of inflation lowers the value of the dollar, so it means the US dollar could collapse now. Also, traditional banking and credit card networks are closed platforms. If you want to start your business or build an e-commerce site, a network payment like PayPal, you need to convince financial institution to do the business, meaning the partnership is difficult and takes much more time and effort. But Bitcoin is an absolutely different story. Here, transactions are authenticated cryptographically and can be reversed. Everything is much faster with Bitcoin, and everything is on the blockchain. Blockchain stores the information very safely and securely. Decentralized blockchains are immutable, which means the data entered is irreversible for Bitcoin. This means that the transactions are permanently recorded and viewable to anyone out there. The only thing that's potentially scaring analysts and investors alike is the idea that Bitcoin appears to be following its 2017 patterns to a T. By the end of that year, the currency rose to roughly $20,000 per unit, though at around the same time the following year, the price had fallen to mid-$3,000 level, and there may be some concern that the same incident can occur in 2021. Whatever the future holds for Bitcoin, it will be fascinating to observe how it continues to grow and what price it will continue to grow to. What do you think about Cathie Wood's prediction? Do you believe Bitcoin is going to rise to $500,000? Let me know in the comment section below. And while you're here, don't forget to check out these other great videos. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.